Welcome to Tuesday Teaching Tips.
So some essentials for completely young children under 5s and what you might need for their phonics learning. Starting with some flashcards that are simply printed and laminated, and I've just got them in this little plastic case, and then some magnetic letters which I bought, I think here, or someone gave them, and then there's some capital. If wherever you are you can't find the magnetic letters or you can't have them delivered, then here's an alternative that I did with the kids initially. We just collected a whole load of milk bottle caps and then just stuck a sticky label on top, and something with the alphabet can be traced or drawn over. So here I laminated something from Twinkle and we use a card to go over them, or this is something I brought from B&M, which was really handy actually at the beginning. I'll show you in a minute what's inside. I've shared this resource before, but just to show you again, on one side you've got a picture with a word and on the other side the corresponding letter, and it shows you how you can trace it over, and it's a white border, white clean, so easy to use again and again. Oh, an absolute essential for homeschooling is whiteboard markers. I totally forgot to share them because I don't really keep them in my drawers. They're out and about in our boxes and near our whiteboard and things like that. But here is what we use them for: tracing over the alphabet and for our say it, make it and write it sheets. And they're quite old now. We've been using them quite a bit, especially at the beginning of phonics when we're learning how to write CVC words together. And of course you want to think of different ways to teach phonics. So here's a puzzle that we downloaded. So something I made when Amara was still learning her alphabet, and now it's come in real handy for Hibbo, who's now learning her alphabet. And then I made initially, because I was so young, a 2-piece puzzle which I made myself. So this was the puzzle I made myself at the beginning, and I'd simply use an IKEA placemat, the black and white ones. They're made on a tough plastic, and I used permanent markers and Sharpie markers and just drew out the letter and the... You can also invest in stamps if you feel like your child isn't ready to do any writing but they enjoy sort of connecting the letters to the sound, so you can use stamps. I've got capital letters and I've got some small letter ones here as well. Then this was a really lovely game that my sister gave to the girls, and it is by the Orchard Toys Company. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like some alphabet lotto, alpha bingo or something. And it's really good. It's double-sided on this side. So once they're great at matching the pictures, they need to match the pictures to the actual sounds they correspond to. And in my numbers, counting and shapes, basically my maths tray, I've got the following. Starting with some number flashcards that I made myself using coloured paper and a black pen, and then I laminated them. These are now 2 years old. And then I ended up also buying a wooden number puzzle, which is great because we could also take these out. And then we've also got a little jar of coins, so mainly English money, and then some matching games that I found on Twinkle, matching the coins to the amount. Here's another simple activity for our maths tray, which is, I think, my friend who actually created this for Hibba, using a pair of tongs and some pom-poms, and to pick them up and put them next to the correct number or into these. I made this activity on Twinkle, nice and easy. Count the amounts and then stick a little wooden peg to the correct amount. Some number lines also downloaded and laminated from Twinkle, a butterfly match that we had, I think, during our rainforest theme. This was really cute. This is something I made right at the beginning of our homeschooling year using salt dough. So when my number cutters came in handy, and the star cutters as well, and we literally baked them, painted them, and used them quite a bit. Some of them broke, but it's quite handy if you aren't able to buy a lot of the resources here. Then of course die or dice. Dice is always handy. We've got big wooden dice and small teeny ones as well. A little book on numbers, which is actually a bath time one, and then tens and units, which we made ourselves.